is a very exciting guest for Juan Epstein, which is me and Sife's podcast. Today we have the great Too Short coming straight from Oakland. When you were a kid, you're pre-hip hop. Really, I mean, as a kid, you were straight pre-hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, were you excited about? Did you first get familiar with the music that was happening here? Like was it the Sugar Hill records?
Here's how it went. The first thing I ever heard, you heard little smidgens of rap before a rapper's delight. A little bit, but really that whole Sugar Hill Records explosion, that kind of just 1979. I heard Rapper's Delight. Not long after that, it was records like Freedom, and I started hearing stuff like Spoonie G and Sequence and Curtis Blow, and it just was whatever was commercial. But I started rapping before I heard a lot of rap. Like I probably had just heard whatever came out pre-1980. That was my influence as far as rap. I heard rap immediately and said, "Oh, I can do that." That was my take on it.
So the second you heard it, you can't even really put a finger on exactly what it was. It was just when you heard it, you knew you gravitated towards it.
I simmered on it for about a year. It was beginning of ninth grade. By the end of ninth grade, I was sitting down in front of a tape recorder trying to do it myself, just grabbing some instrumentals and just rapping over them.
And so then, when do you do Freaky Tales?
Freaky Tales was an evolution. When me and my rap partner first met, we met like 1981, and the whole gist was that people who knew him thought he was the only rapper that existed that they could personally touch and know, and people who knew me felt the same way, and they found each other and said, "My boy can rap better than your boy." The classic story.
Classic story. That's how everyone came together.
Go to battle, end up being best friends like Outkast or whatever, and what was the question?
I don't know. I'm just listening, man. I'm just listening to you tell these stories about how we got to Freaky Tales.
Yeah, well, we started rapping, just anything that we thought was relevant in the streets, just new slang words, current events around the town, whatever, so that led us to doing these kind of outlandish comedy kind of rhymes. And his take was like, he tells a story about like when he was 5 years old and his tooth fell out, and the tooth fairy went to put her hand under the pillow, and he reaches over like, I don't want no money, bitch. I want some cocaine, and I want you to give me a limousine. I want to go to Vegas, and you're gonna be my prostitute. That was his rap.
Wow.
My rap was, I had 16 hoes, and that's just how it was. We were kind of like, Oakland was big on pimping, so we weren't really rapping saying pimp this, pimp that early on, but we would constantly use references to the Oakland lifestyle. So Freaky Tales was a song I had that was about these. I always had this thing that I had 16 hoes. That was some kind of.
That was the number. By the way, Cypher Sound's now joining Juan Epstein. There he is. He's here. He's out of the booth. Hey, Too Short's here, by the way.
What's up, man? I don't know this guy.
Y'all know each other or no?
Yeah. The 16 hoes was always represented 16 bars. Cause I was in music classes early on, and I knew how to count bars. I knew a verse was a bar and all this. A verse was 16 bars and all this. So I always had 16 hoes, and Freaky Tales started as a story about how I got to 16 hoes, and it eventually just kept evolving. Later on, 1987.
Damn, that's where we at? We started. Yeah, you missed the beginning because we started.
I'll listen back.
You're gonna catch up.
Yeah,
right?
I'll catch up.
All right.
Yeah, like somewhere like mid '80s, somewhere I signed up with this label, 75 Girls, and I wrote a song. I took the song Freaky Tales and wrote this long ass version about how I met these 75 girls, and it was just fucking. If I would have recorded that song like that, it would have been 20 minutes long. And I had it written on paper, 75 girls. It was pages and pages of these crazy little basic rhymes about how I met all these girls. So later on, 87, we started our own label, me and a couple of young homies of mine. And I revisited these papers. I was like, Freaky Tales, Freaky Tales. It was always there. It was like it had been, the title had been with me since 82. I'd always been like rewriting it and adding to it. And I kind of narrowed it down. A lot of it was really stupid, like really stupid. You listen to Freaky Tales now, it's like as basic as you can get.
That's part of the charm of Too Short.
Exactly, basic and kind of a little bit of humor, and then it's just a little bit of game, whatever. But I narrowed it down to about 40-something girls. I put it out.
Were these based on real girls?
Nah, it was
a mix.
There was probably in Freaky Tales, there was probably 2 or 3 references to some cult classic Oakland females, like
cult classic.
What was that? The TP treatment? That was the truth. The TP treatment is all the way at the end. and everybody's like, "What the fuck is that?" It was a girl's initials, and
TP.
those are her initials, and she was famous for like that just the superhead image before.
Damn, what do you think she's doing now?
Well, she was kind of. I heard at one point she was a flight attendant, so imagine that.
Oh man.
Wow.
The flight attendant with the superhead.
Yo, that would be honestly, of all the ways that TP's story could play out, I hope she's still kind of like a sexy older flight attendant. Wouldn't that be a good way for a story to play out? That would be nice.
But unrelated. Every time you kind of venture off, and everybody likes these little young hot chicks, and every time you venture off, and just like this older chick is giving me the vibe, it's always like way better.
Always turns out to be great, right?
Shit.
Older chicks is right.
You were always into that, the older chicks?
Nope.
You didn't at first.
I'm still not.
You still love the younger chicks.
I just venture off every now and then and go, damn, what am I missing out on? But I don't know.
Let me see. Let me
Test it out real quick.
as truthfully as you can. I mean, listen, I know we can't. You have an image to uphold.
Yeah, but I don't really.
But how close is Too Short? How we think of Too Short in our mind, and Too Short the man? Because in our mind, you're literally just fucking nonstop, just different all the time, hot, different.
I'll tell you like this. Too Short is definitely a character I made up. I definitely feel like in my life, if I had to compare the life that I lived to the character Too Short, I think I've been having way more fun than Too Short could ever have. Because Too Short's the character's kind of rude. And I don't think if I really carried myself like Too Short, I don't think I would have been allowed to have this much fun. I'd have an image of just, this guy's fucking rude. Like, it would just be everywhere.
All he talks about is he yells about getting his dick sucked all the time. What's wrong with this guy?
Rude, man.
So, I just think that I always, as a writer, I was always picturing the things that guys would want to say. Like, it's like a hard work to just get a girl to be with you. You know what I mean?
It is.
Wouldn't it just be easy to just cut the chase and say, all I really want to do is get my dick sucked? I mean, but it's not. But that's not.
And
It would never work.
Sometimes they think that, but they can't let it be known, or they can't let their friends know.
Ice-T once told me, he said when he gets a girl in the car, I don't know if I read it, just heard him say it or whatever. He said when he gets a girl in his car, this is back in the day. He's like, I just pop in Too Short and let the music tell her how I feel. So that's why.
So, but you, the guy in real life, it has never been like that. You've never been a guy who's like, you need to suck my dick.
Okay, let me just. This is a small confession. This is a small confession.
Yo, why is man laughing, yo? He knows this.
There's times where I literally turn into Short Dog, and like literally, I'm not in control anymore, and I'm Short Dog, and it works. It works for me at like. There's a lot of chicks out there who.
Well, they want that experience.
They want that right there. So sometimes in the middle of the night, I turn into Too Short. I'm fucking.
Will you already be like high or drunk or something, and you're just like, here it comes.
I'd be in the moment. Yeah, we're hanging out. Everybody's chilling out. Next thing you know, I'm up on the back of the couch, dropping my dick on some girl's chin, and she's sucking, and everybody's going, "What are you doing?"
And you're like, Short Dog, bitch.
But to get
it happens.
The initial conversation was probably not as rude, but then once they inside and everything's cool, then Short Dog come out.
Somebody yells out, "Oh my God, Too Short just rammed his dick in your mouth." She's like, "No, he didn't. That's Todd."
Exactly, but it's not. It's Too Short.
Yeah, so
so you're a mix, is what you're saying.
If you don't watch me, I will go in the bathroom so fast, knock her down, come back out, and
that really does happen. And still with the young chicks, so you just turned 47 years old. You're no spring chicken.
I'm seriously considering some kind of like counseling to kick the young pussy habit. Like seriously, like it's
why would you? What's wrong with it? Are you dissatisfied?
I don't know. It's like, man, have you ever?
Nope.
Have you ever woken up in the morning? This happened to me very recently. This is like I'm having these moments of clarity, and this chick is like, "Your birthday is coming up." I'm like, "Yeah, birthday's Sunday." She's like, "Oh shit, my father's birthday is Sunday." I'm like, "Well, how old is your father?" He's like 2 years younger than me. I'm born on the same day.
Oh God! I knew it was going there.
And I'm like, "Are you sure that you're clear in the head on this? Like you're banging the dude who's like your dad? You're bigger than your dad,
older than your dad."
That I don't know, man. It just.
But in a weird, perverse way, it is a turn on. It's a turn on for them, and to be honest, men do like having that like younger shit.
We're in a day and time where a lot of females, grown women, didn't grow up with fathers, and that's. I mean, I'm learning that that's really an issue. Like they need,
Hell yeah.
they need that. Somehow they're getting that father thing out, and they're freaking you at the same time. It's
God,
weird.
isn't that good? It's good though for you. It's positive because you're helping them.
It's good in the moment, but afterwards you might be like,
Well, afterwards.
I want to get me a young chick.
Have you ever been married, Short?
Nah, I was engaged once for about 2 weeks.
You're not married?
I lived with my girlfriend once for like 5 months, and then
Oh, hold on. Real quick. I got to stop real quick. Hey, Saif, this is too short.
Right.
Yeah, he professionally fucks women.
Oh, but he was on the
Surprise.
He was on the couples therapy show.
Oh, he was?
but I wasn't married.
See? Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Hey, why are you mentioning
Why you
reality
shut
show?
the fuck up?
Wait, who are you on with? A girl? A girlfriend?
A friend of mine,
Main-
Monica Payne, and we were
His main piece. That's your main piece?
the story was we had dated back in the day, little something, and we were just they asked us they asked me if I would do the show. And
Oh, so you're saying the reality show was for TV?
well, no,
You liked her. She was your chick.
Yeah, we wouldn't got the therapy. The therapy was real.
That was real. You tried it.
We weren't getting therapy as a couple. We were getting therapy as a potential couple. Like, could you give us some conditioning to go into this relationship?
Oh, I see.
That was the angle.
See, there's a lot to do here. Ebro, you want to go around that way?
Therapist.
Um,
That chick was hot on that show.
What, really? She better have been. She was a short dog.
Oh, the therapist.
Oh, she was.
I want to give her the
You fucked the
Sheboygan.
therapist?
Dr. Jen.
Yeah, I want to give
Fuck
Dr.
her?
Jen the Sheboygan.
No, I didn't. I went in there with my Todd game. I didn't go on the show with Too Short. Like that's the same show. The show that I did is the show that DMX did. He did the first season. I did the second season.
Right.
And they hired me, thinking that I was gonna come on there like,
Start crying.
well, he was out. He was a damn fool on that show.
Yeah, he went in.
He was like, bitch, I wish I'd have never married you. They thought I was gonna do that shit. I went on there with my Todd game and was like, no, I'm really trying to change. I'm really,
Trying to get over it. Yeah. All right. Ebro just bum rushed the room. Ebro is from Oakland.
I'm from Oakland. I was born in Berkeley at Alta Bates Hospital. I was raised on 55th and San Pablo.
There we go.
Here we
right
go.
there. But I didn't realize that Too Short actually fucked me up until I just heard him talking right now.
Why? What did he mean? How did he fuck you up?
One of the first tapes I had was Born to Mac. I'm from, the Bay.
What grade?
I was in was that 85, so I had to be 83.
You were like
was
10?
that 80, I was 85, right? 85, so I was like
Born to Mac was 87.
87, but Freaky Tales came out first.
before, yeah.
I was had
10 years
sixth
old, in that
grade.
range, yeah, 10,
Was
11.
that sixth grade?
This grade's like 12, maybe.
You was a grown man in your own mind, right? You felt grown.
I mean,
always been grown.
we was hanging out. You know what I'm saying? We was moving around. That was when your parents would let you ride your mongoose
Yep.
down San Pablo,
First Too Short tape. Elementary school, yeah.
elementary school. So I'm not married. These two gentlemen are married, right? I'm trying to learn how to get into the relationship mode.
Right.
My father was hustling back in the day in Oakland and had his women, and you know what I mean. And where,
You can say pimping.
yeah, but see, like my dad. I don't know if you know the Henderson family from Oakland, Rudolph Henderson, and
Come on, man.
yeah,
Get that.
that's my cousin. Rudolph Henderson, my cousin.
What does that mean to you, Too Short?
Big Rudy.
That is a big pimp situation?
No,
Rudy he used to sell his dope by just leaving it parked in the car on the street, unlocked.
And people just come leave the money?
No, the buyer would come pick up the car or empty the trunk or whatever.
Oh,
but if you
large
did,
loads.
nobody would touch it. It can sit there. It can sit on the street for days.
sit
all
on
day
the
and
street
night.
for days, all day and night.
Ain't no one touching this stuff.
No.
That's your family?
That's my cousin. Yeah.
It's your cousin.
That's my cousin Rudolph.
Thank-
He was also he was runner up in Mr. Universe behind Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yo,
my
Ebro, shut the
God.
fuck up.
Big
man.
Rudy. That's
What are
his
you
name.
talking about? This is
Oh
insane.
my
But anyway,
God.
that's my family. But
North Oakland, man. North.
Wow, okay.
so at any rate, I'm born to Mac. I don't care what you think. I'm young and fresh and having bank. Too Short, baby. Cold as hell. Down to rap, and I'm so for real. Now, but Short was at a time like lyrics was, coming off the East Coast, and they had like lyricists. But Short, you never was trying to be a lyricist.
I wouldn't bite into it, man. I tell you right now, if I really wanted to, I could have been a dictionary rapper with the 4-syllable words. I could have been Public Enemy approach. I could have did all that. It's there, but walking through the streets of Oakland, I was walking down like Foothill Boulevard with my radio when I heard the message. This was 1982. I heard the message, and the very first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh shit! I need to be telling the story of Oakland." And I've never stopped telling it. Like
that was like the first real rap. Like rap was like party music, but when the message came out, I was like, when everybody was like, "Oh shit, they telling what's going on in the hood."
What we started off with was talking about how he predates hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He remembers the first rap records coming out. Like
Right.
there's a different approach than a lot of people because you don't always meet
And
artists who've been around this long, been successful for this long.
And you go do some research back in the day, like pre-85, like before Run DMC, everything came to Oakland. Like if it was pressed up, whoever's pressing up hip hop records, they're all coming from New York. But they definitely made
because
sure
that
they
was
got
because
to it.
of
Oakland.
Amoeba Records on Telegraph.
Yeah.
Amoeba was there then too.
Amoeba was
All
there.
the way Uzi.
Yeah.
We had stores.
What was the other spot around the corner from Amoeba that you walk downstairs?
That was Turtles or something like
Yeah,
that. I don't
yeah.
know, some
Another
shit
record
like
store.
that.
Yeah, where you go in and you buy records. I mean, records was big. You know, Berkeley's like a suburb of
To this
Oakland
day.
to this day.
To this day, Berkeley got 2 vintage record stores.
Now I'll tell you my first Too Short experience that I fell in love with was "Life Is Too Short," which was like the first single off the second album.
That was the first video I ever got to make.
That was on a video music box. That was like your first hit record.
Exactly.
Yeah, because honestly, the Born to Mac, like I was aware then, it didn't hit the East Coast the same way "Life Is Too
Didn't
Short."
have
Cuss words, let them roll.
Born to Mac had
Motherfucking
no
shit,
singles,
goddamn asshole.
No video, no poster, no commercials.
Or "Life Is Too Short," I can picture you can still picture like all the artwork for it. And
I remember "Life Is Too Short" came out. The single went to the radio. We didn't have a video yet, and it started getting spins, and it was out there. And I got a call from Jive saying we need to shoot the video. They were talking about like the album cover or whatever the stuff, and I'm like, dude, you can't. I don't want to do a video ever in life, ever. I never want to do a video. And I was like, I never want to be on the album cover. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I want to be an underground rapper who just has this music and people don't know who made it. And they're like, that's the stupidest shit we ever heard. You got to shoot a video now. You got to get you the photo shoot. You got to get you on the promo tour.
Yo,
Is that the video?
nah.
If you see the video, the
I
video
used
is
to sing dirty raps to my East Side fans. Yeah.
gotta look at that evolution of the jeans.
now we used to, like, as kids growing up in the Bay Area, you would hear Too Short stories, right? So Too Short would walk through the mall with all his jewelry on.
Oh yeah.
Over by the Z-Man. What was that mall, that little mall right there where they had Z-Man?
Eastmont Mall.
Eastmont Mall.
Yeah,
And he would walk through there with all his jewelry on. We thought that was the crazy. Pull up in the Cadillac, the
same
Trues
car
and
that's on the
Vogues
album
on.
cover,
He
I would
would
drive
drive
around
around
the
the city.
Wow.
Now, other people don't know this also about Too Short. You might be the first independent rap artist because you sold your tapes out of the trunk of your car at the drug spots. Literally.
Yeah. Even before we had a car, we would just catch the bus.
You just have the tapes in your pocket.
You just have a bag of tapes, and you go everywhere. The only place we sold tapes was where drug dealers sold drugs. The logic was they had
Listen.
cash.
Yeah, and listen, you're gonna have some crack. The least you could do is have a good album to listen to.
In
when
fact,
you're hot.
and look,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that he can relate to. See, now I moved to Oakland at the age of 14. I started
Where?
from
LA.
LA.
Okay.
I hooked up with my rap partner Freddie B. He's born and raised in West Oakland. Spent a lot of time in juvenile hall. He went to senior camp. He did all the thug routine,
delinquency
the thug
shit.
tour. And then
Thug
he moved
tour.
And then he moved to East Oakland. So he's from Campbell Village in
Wow,
West Oakland.
okay.
So now my rap partner, like you from East Oakland, you can't go to Campbell Village.
nah.
You know what I'm saying? You from deep West Oakland. East Oakland is like another planet to you. So here's a guy who could jump on the bus and jump off anywhere and people knew him. So it was his idea. He was like, man, we were at the house messing around making little homemade tapes. He was like, man, we could sell this. This is hot. And I'm like, sell it where? He's like, just come on, let's just go sell it. I'm like, all right, let's go. And we walked to Royal Park, which is, drug dealer central. And we just popped it in somebody's car and asked them to buy it. And they looking at us like, why the fuck would we buy your tape? Like, we don't even know you.
Who was making the beats on those?
We were using other people's instrumentals, all the 12 inches that would,
Coming out.
yeah, we just flip it over and just rap on it. I would get on them B-sides so fast that people in Oakland thought those were my records.
Right, that's like it is today. You predated what now happens.
Well, nah, and that's my point. Everything that you like, the style of rap that you hear like a 2 Chainz do now, that's early Too Short. All that's Bay Area, kind of hustle talk, but slow. You see how he pieces his lines together like it's real slow.
It's definitely this weird. I've always noticed it in hip hop. There's this weird Oakland Atlanta connection.
Yeah, but even early, a lot of people, even early Cash Money. Cash Money is an
No, but I'm saying they got a lot of Atlanta. I think got their style from somehow from.
Well, no, Short moved to Atlanta.
Back in the later '80s, when when the rap really started getting in arenas, and Run DMC had already kicked the doors down and whatever, I would do a lot of shows with artists from everywhere, big down south artists, East Coast artists, and individually, a lot of people didn't really know me at first. Like, it was a street thing. Like, if you were just like watching TV and reading magazines, you're like, you might have missed me.
Yeah.
And then I get on stage and everybody was singing, the whole crowd was singing every word with me. And I get backstage and they go, "Who are you? What the fuck? How do they know you?" Like,
right.
I don't know, bro. They just it's out there.
Now, by the way, what was the first big tour for you?
First big tour I ever went on was NWA Straight Outta Compton.
And who was on that tour?
Shit.
That was
NWA.
NWA with
who else?
Ice Cube and Dre and all them, and then that was JJ Fad.
JJ Fad, all right.
It was damn, who was on that tour? Who was in the opening acts? DOC was the opening act.
Yup, there you go.
It was really pretty much easy. I put it together. He needed me for like supporting cast. I'm missing like somebody that
No
wasn't.
Booyah Tribe.
They weren't around yet. Too early.
Too early.
That was back then when a dance group would open up the show.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, let's talk about BH, which started on a song called "Dope Fiend Beat"
on Born to Mac.
On the Born to Mac album. So the evolution of the word "bitch," I heard in the Blow the Whistle song, it sounded like you was kind of tightening up a little bit, because now it's gotten to a point where you don't really get the credit you deserve for
Well,
kind
Born to
of.
Mac, Blow the Whistle, the first verse was just me reclaiming my property. Like, this is mine.
Right.
Like, don't think that it was made up from anywhere from Death Row to some comedian or whatever. It came from me.
Right.
And the only person I could give credit to before that is we were highly influenced by Rudy Ray Moore.
Dolomite.
Yeah, he was
How did he say it?
bitch.
Yeah.
he said it. Go back and watch some of his movies. He screams bitch.
Is
a
that
lot.
the sample of "Bitch" on the J record? Ooh, bitch.
Yes.
That's that, right?
That's that. On the, yeah. But
My only reference point is
for y'all
hip-hop records.
looking and watching, if you don't know Dolomite and you don't know Rudy Ray Moore, you probably, that was like underground black comedy, predating even Richard Pryor.
Man,
Right.
I mean, those movies are hilarious.
But you took that was bitch, and you took that to bitch.
Ours started with me and my rap partner Freddie B. We were doing these skits. We didn't know they were like skits. Like, this was even before the De La Soul album or whatever, with all the skits when it started getting popular and Dre and everybody was doing skits. We would start our
shit. You probably just talking shit on it.
No, we would start our homemade tapes out like, okay, this might sound crazy, but before 1984, if you smoked crack, you were like prestigious. And it wasn't called crack, it was called freebasing. And that was something that, I mean, people admired the people that did. Like,
That was pretty tight.
and you freebasing? Like, it was what rich people did. So we used to pretend to freebase on the tapes. So we'd be going choking and doing shit like that. And then we start pretending like this girl was with us. That's how we got Dope Fiend Beat.
Oh, I got it.
We pretend like this chick was with us, and we give her like a little hit, and then she abuses it. And we like, bitch, like, and then it just started getting longer and longer. And one of us just yelled out, bitch, and we just kept doing it. And it would be the Dope Fiend Beat. And the Dope Fiend Beat, the logic was that once you hear it, it's like drugs. You're like addicted to the Dope Fiend Beat. It's the beat. It's not really what we're saying. It's the music has you addicted. All this shit is like spinoffs of Parliament Funkadelic, just concepts.
Do you ever have moments though, like when you're seeing a movie and literally in the movie the whitest white 16-year-old rich white girl is like, "Oh my God, you're such a biatch," and you're just like that's literally from your shit.
Yeah,
And it made it all the way across, as far as it could
No,
go.
it's unanimous. I mean, it's
So my mom if I was like, "Mom, this person was being such a biatch," my mom would be like, "Oh." She would know what it meant.
I knew it was the truth. About 10 years ago, I was in Japan, and this guy just walks up out of nowhere rapping in Japanese, and he ended his rap with "bitch," and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" In Tokyo.
Now,
That's the Dope Fiend Beat.
yeah, funky fresh.
How soon after that Japanese rapper used the word biatch did a Japanese chick suck your cock? Did that happen within a day? An hour?
20 minutes later, yeah.
Bitches on my mind.
You guys are missing the old man going back. Ebro's going back right now.
Yo, look now. I want to point something out right there on that song. There was a bass line. Dong, dong, gong, gong, gong. The funk bass line, right?
That's me on the beat, too.
Oh, you did this beat?
A lot of the early day beats.
I seen her on
Hair bitch, working in stitches. Her hair ain't really but 2 inches. All you bald head hoes in the
we
Oakland
didn't even
world.
program beats back then. We would literally like the drum machine would be playing, and if the hi hat drops out, that's us like hitting the button. It's
Like missing something. Like
No, just the
the old school 808. You could make something drop in and drop out.
Yeah, just by hitting the button on and off.
And I'm seriously just sitting there just playing the keyboard. I could let you hear that song right now and show you 10 times where I fucked up. But people were like, "You messed up. You want to go back fix it?" I'm like, "No, leave all the fuck ups. I can show you."
No, but that's like live instrumentation.
I can show you all my early songs, Freaky Tales, all of them, where I fucked up the words, I stutter, all kind of shit.
and you just left it?
Always. I still do that to this day.
Yo, Freaky Tales was 12 minutes long.
11 and something. Yep.
Freaky Tales. If you haven't spent time with Freaky Tales,
Gotta spend some time with it.
Gotta spend some time.
Literally have to spend time. But then the amount of music that was made around that concept of just, telling stories about women and, tales about fucking and sucking and all.
They told me that day in the studio, you can't make this record. Why can't I make this record? No one will sell it. No one wants to hear it. This is not music. You can't do this.
You did something. You made some of the first music that I felt guilty hearing. I was like, oh my God.
No, you had to hide the Too Short tape. I had to hide Too Short tape from my mom.
I wish I could,
like there were so many kids that had to hide that music.
I know it was really crazy.
I wish I knew the number of how many asses got whooped bumping Too Short.
Oh my God.
It was some ass whoopings.
But think about how many pauses. Think about how many dicks got sucked because of Too Short.
I've had females say, "I lost my virginity with you playing in the background." I'm like,
Nice.
How is that sexy? She's like, "It's not sexy, but that's all my boyfriend ever played."
That's what happened.
So they relate virginity.
But what I was gonna say about the baseline thing is, fast forward to today, you had the hyphy movement in the Bay, which you kind of went back and was kind of ambassador of that. But now you have this kid Mustard, and don't all that is Bay Area trunk music.
The Little John 10-year run was we call it the 2-finger bass line. All you need is 2 fingers to play it.
Yeah,
Right.
Very, very, very seasoned non-musicians could be 2-fingered keyboardists.
Yeah.
It's the funk. You can do it 1 finger. And it works.
Okay, so at what point did you start? In my opinion, Too Short turned into legend status, like bona fide national legend.
Early too.
But my opinion, when it was official, was when Biggie tapped you for Life After Death. That's when I think it was like, okay, we're doing a Too Short record.
I'm gonna tell you where shit changed. This is where shit changed. It changed for me. It was clear across the board that in 1996. I dropped an album called Getting It. It was called album number 10.
Yeah, I know.
I named it album number 10 because I knew at that time that no rapper had ever made 10 complete full playing albums.
Right.
So I, along with Jive Records, decided to do a press release. We thought it was, I wasn't retiring, but the retirement press release, the media showed up. I threw a huge party. The first song that comes on the album, I'm like, it's getting close to the end, y'all. Like, I'm retiring. And it was just, people came out the woodworks going, when did you make 10 albums? All 10 albums went platinum? What the like it was all 10 albums hadn't gone platinum. At that point I had like 6 platinum albums and I had a few gold albums. But the word was on the streets, Too Short had 10 albums, they was all platinum, he was retiring, and it turned it to kind of legendary status.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I wasn't really into features before that, and all of a sudden I started doing a lot of features. And that's when
people asking you to feature.
Yeah, that's when it went from kind of just being in Too Short's world to kind of creeping into everybody's little world. I was on Foxy Brown album, the Biggie album. I was
Jay first, right?
I was on Jay-Z's first album. I was on
second album.
Reasonable Doubt.
You were on Reasonable Doubt? I thought it was on the second one. Which song on Reasonable Doubt?
It was
Real Niggas Do Real Things.
Yeah.
On Jay?
Yeah.
Real Niggas Do.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
With the homie.
Well, let's not get away from Getting It album number 10 because of course that has Cat. Woo! Which Flex went super hard for, and that became a big East Coast record too.
That was kind of like my first taste of, New York is bumping you.
You started hearing it a lot, right?
Yeah, Eric Sermon played a trick on me. He said, "Hey man, I need you to come up and to do your verse on one of my shows." I was like, "All right, man." I flew up to New York. He didn't fill me into anything about it was on the radio or it was hot. He was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna do it." And he didn't tell me nothing. We backstage. I think Keith Murray went on, Redman went on. They doing all this stuff, and it's Eric Sturman's turn, and then the song comes on, and the crowd fucking goes crazy. And then he does his part, and I just walk out the back and do my part, and it was at the Apollo, and I just I've never gotten an East Coast reception like that. He just get backstage. I'm like, dude, what the fuck you didn't tell me? Like, you could have told me or warned me or something. I would have came out there.
So you really didn't know how hot that record was?
Not to that night at the Apollo.
That shit was,
No idea.
that's a New York classic, man.
How is Father Dom, by the way?
Father Dom, he's been through some stuff.
He has?
Oh my God.
He's Keith Murray's my homie.
Well, I always thought that line was hilarious, because no offense, don't take any disrespect to this, because he goes, it's like Father Dom, it's like Keith Murray. But to me, I was like, Father Dom ain't like Keith Murray. in my East Coast mind, I was like, what Short Dog talking about? But also we skipped ahead of that. We skipped a lot of shit. But before that album, it was the joint in '93. Was it? Get In Where You Fit In had I'm a Player, right?
Yep.
I'm a Player was a fucking ringer
I
too.
was cranking out albums like every
Dude, look
10,
at this.
11 months.
You go 87, 88, 90 comes with Short Dogs in the House.
Yeah, bitch ain't nothing but a word to me.
Then you got Shorty the Pimp in 92, Get In Where You Fit in 93, Cocktails 95, Getting It 96. Although Getting It's album number 10, and this only lists like 7. Oh, because were the other ones before?
Underground albums, yeah.
Okay, so the first ones no one actually even. So that added to the
Went on a
mystique
label.
too. Yeah, that was you and Freddie P.
This was right after Freddie P. I signed to a label called 75 Girls and made.
It was the 75 Girls that had the 3 albums after Freddie B.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, and then after you dropped Getting Where You Fit in 93, Cocktails 95, Getting It album number 10 in 96, then you did Can't Stay Away, You Nasty, Chase the Cat, What's My Favorite Word, Married to the Game, Blow the Whistle.
I used to be able to name them. I can't name them anymore.
What's your most recent album?
The most recent album, I have no idea. The E40 joint, History. Me and E40.
Oh yeah, y'all that was last year.
I quit counting. I don't even care anymore. I'm like,
You just do it.
yeah, I'm getting ready to make a house music album right now. Like,
Are you really?
yeah, I'm going there.
Yo, you still live in Atlanta?
No, I'm in LA now.
You in LA? There's this crew out of Atlanta. What is it called? Watch the Duck.
Watch the Duck, yeah.
You should listen to their music because your style of rhyming over that type of shit. Cause it's like hood shit, but it's kind of like on some EDM like trap shit.
I'm messing with the bouncing electronic music.
Yo, listen, Too Short, you don't need to do electron. You haven't had enough chicks blow you over the years. You got to start doing this EDM shit. It's going to get even
It's a
crazier.
whole new
crazy.
chunk of
It's
money.
going to go a whole...
Oh, and listen, you just tell me where you moving at. I'm right there.
I want to get to a couple of things, though, because real quick. So how did the... Of all those collabos, obviously some must stand out. Like the Biggie one must have been... How did that one come together?
Well, one of my favorite sessions that I ever did was the night we made The World Is Filled. Because it was like, I just read recently, somebody was quoting somebody and they were saying that when Biggie would do a session, it'd be like a party. And then somewhere out of the party, songs would just come out of the party. And we were at this session at Daddy's house and it was just...
You flew in specifically for this?
To make the song, yeah.
Okay.
And... nobody was really making songs. We were just at the studio. Like, you could hear music playing. I was kind of writing my little verse and was just kicking it. And somehow, I don't know, man. I laid my verse. Puff came in. I can't really remember Puff doing this part. I know that the hook was already on there. The hook was Carl Thomas. We were vibing on the instrumental and the hook was playing. And we just made the song, did the stuff or whatever. And then Biggie's like, real nonchalant. Hadn't touched a pen or a paper. Hadn't disengaged himself in any way. He was a part of the room. He was, in it. He just goes there and just no paper, no nothing, and just spits that verse. It took him. I think he sat down there and he went at it once. He said, "No, wait, take me back," and he just did it. And to me, I'm like, "Where's the pen? Where's the paper? Where just?" He's like, "Man, I don't write rhymes." Never seen no shit like that in my life.
Wow.
You got people mimicking the style now, but I don't know anybody that was doing that before him.
Did you feel honored at the time that he reached out? Like, obviously now that he's passed, the honor is clear. But did you feel honored at the time, just with how hot he was, that he wanted a song with you?
Yeah, it was. I was at a Outkast picnic. Outkast used to start this picnic at this mansion in Atlanta every year.
I want to do that type of shit.
I know.
You want to do a picnic at a mansion?
Outkast.
He wants to go to the Outkast one. In 1990, he wants to go to the 1996 Outkast picnic.
So it was a limousine parked on the grass, and hey yo kid, yo son, one of those. Check this out. And I come over, and they like, you got love in Brooklyn, and that was it.
Who was that?
It was big, but years later, about 2 years later, he was really biggie.
Yeah.
He was like, he was like, man, you remember one time I called you over to the limo and said you got love in Brooklyn? He was like, that was me. Like he keep telling me the story. Like he was like, man, he was like, New York really ain't on your shit, but there's a part in Brooklyn where I'm from. He's like, we really bump your shit. Like all my like where I'm from, we bump.
That's why Jay loves UGK and like even niggas in New York back in those days used to like Spice One and Too Short. Like it's like a small. Like, it wasn't on the radio, but all the street cats
Big was
knew
one
it.
of them cats. He was like, I know your shit.
Big knew all hip-hop. Like,
yeah, exactly.
loved it all.
So he had Puffy call, man. You know, me and Puff, we cool to this day, but he was like, yo, man, yo, Puffy, he ain't taking no. So the call is like, either you going to get up here, Big wants you, just get on the plane, get up here, Puff Daddy style, so, you know.
How was what was happening, like, East Coast, West Coast, beef-wise, when you recorded that? Was it going on? Was it, like, in full swing?
See, to me, we look back in hip hop history and look at it like there was this East West beef, but I was there. It was really Bad Boy Death Row.
Yeah,
right.
It wasn't the East Coast West Coast beef. It was certain rappers who were like
in the Bay, in Northern Cali, it was a little different. Like you had people talking about it, but nobody was. I mean, we liked hip hop.
We didn't give a fuck.
yeah. Like Souls of Mischief wasn't fighting J. Rue the Damager.
No, but I'm saying was
no.
So like. You came to New York, no problems, no issues. Like nobody said anything about West Coast or anything.
Man, let me tell you where I stood on this. Right after, because I didn't deal with that shit, man. I couldn't ride with either side because I lived in Atlanta. Atlanta, they was hyping the East West thing like it was a normal thing you do at the club.
Right.
Like Cali in the house, they play some Death Row song. Yeah. New York in the house, and it wasn't really like
it wasn't that serious. Yep.
Yeah, it was like so. I was coming to New York a lot, dealing with Jive Records. I didn't really, it wasn't really like the whole West Coast of you, like they go West Coast, motherfucker, get him. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, I know. But
I was at a club in Atlanta right after Big got killed, and it was at a club called Atlanta Live, and there to get from the upstairs to the downstairs VIP style, it was this little back staircase. You wind down and go down, and I'm just creeping down by myself, and this dude stops. He's like, yo. He was like, man, right now, this Big had just got, it was fresh. Yeah. He was like, right now, somebody say the word California, I'm going to kill him. He was like, and I'm sitting there.
He said that to you?
Yeah. It's
oh
like,
my God.
A bigger dude. And I'm like, it ain't nobody but me and him on the staircase. And I'm like, but he's like, but you know what? He's like, Biggie was my man, like for real. And he always said he loved you. So I was like,
oh my God.
Woo! Hold on, I have a quick amendment to today's show because Too Short tried to get one over on me. I was right. You were on volume 1, not Reasonable Doubt. Real N-Bombs was on
I don't know,
the second album. No, listen, it's my podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Even by legends, I will not be tested.
what song is that?
Real N-Bombs off of volume 1.
Now, ask me if he gives a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. No, he doesn't. Hey, so
I co-signed just on some Bay Area shit. I was like, yeah,
you're right. Now, hold on. When you do look at this, you're looking at your discography of features, by the way, is ridiculous. The who's who, the list of both greats and near greats that you have done songs with over the years. You were a generous man with your features, Too Short. You did, of course, you have Biggie, multiple joints because you were also on the Born Again joint. Cocaine, MC Breed. By the way, you started all the way back. The first feature I see here is fucking D Nice in 91.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. You were
doesn't remember that. There's no way you remember
my man
that.
What's the name of that song? Any idea?
If you told me, I remember. I can sing a little bit.
If you told me, I remember.
Check yourself.
No shit.
Hell yeah.
Then you have joints with Pooh Man.
We made that song at Battery Studios, Jive Studios.
Ant Banks, of course. You have a bunch of joints.
Pooh Man and Ant Banks, those are my artists.
You got, that's obviously you have a bunch of those. Tupac, of course. Jay-Z, Loonies.
I mean, Jay-Z albums was on 2, maybe 32.
You were on I think you're on a few here. I'm not through them all. A few in here.
Yo,
by the way, is Spice One ever just like a friendly guy, or in my mind, Spice One is holding a gun at all times?
Nah, he's a nice dude.
Yo,
man.
grandma.
Yo, grandma, make me some motherfucking breakfast.
Yo, Short, tell Spice One was a good dude though.
That's my homie. If you see him, just call him Chico.
Is that if I want to die?
That's what his family calls him.
Oh, really? But he's a regular dude because my image of Spice One is so gangster. Like, it's so...
Most gangsters are nice guys.
Most gangsters are nice.
In a weird way.
He had a song called Dumping Them in Ditches. You realize how mean that is?
Spice he wasn't a gangster.
Daz Dillinger, E40. Oh, then you did another Jay-Z record a week ago featuring
Don't miss the joint with Lil Kim. That was
Yo,
big.
I
out
had
here.
it right
Call me.
here ready to pull up.
Call me off the what you call it? What soundtrack was that?
Booty Call.
Yo,
That was a
I
hit.
used to
That was a
DJ
huge record.
Yeah,
I used to
was,
DJ for Little Kim at that time.
That was in radio stations. That got rotation.
No, that was
Everywhere.
That might have been like a top 10
that
record.
record came out and it started to blow up. Kim was like, "Yo, we gotta put that record last." We used to have to perform that record last.
That was one of my big songs
I
on
was
my
the
show too.
shit.
That song was so big. I had the first verse that I would sing the first verse at concert, and the second verse I would just hold the mic out, and all the girls in the crowd would
Sing
sing
the
the
whole
whole
thing,
second
right?
verse, and the crowd would be moving.
No, that was the cut.
The good old
Yo,
days.
speaking of East West collabos that you've done,
Are you going to mention his collabo with an artist named Messy Marv?
Messy Marv. That's
Messy
but
Marv, who's that?
That Messy Marv though. Messy Marv.
know that name.
That's some classic Northern Cali rap.
Yo, I
shit.
thought y'all were just going to laugh. I didn't know there was going to be a Messy Marv
No, I've
story.
heard of him.
I didn't know there was
Messy
a
Marv is classic Northern Cali shit.
God, I'm so ignorant to the Northern Cali scene.
But you gotta realize there was a whole independent music movement. Brother Lynch Hung, Messy Marv.
I know that. I know Brother Lynch Hung.
Poe,
You know what's beautiful
E40,
about the Bay Area?
all that's independent.
The Bay Area, you have a whole, dozens of artists who drove around in nice cars, jewelry, did a lot of shows, sold a lot of units, independent, and had pretty good damn careers, and they never even really got popular in L.A.
Right.
It was just, there's a following of people who like Bay Area music. It's
Yeah.
like Portland, Oregon, Seattle,
yeah,
Washington.
the whole
Even
Northwest.
even like Denver, Colorado,
Idaho
You
popping.
get popular in the Bay. I mean, in your mind, you don't give a fuck that nobody out there is
Because you're good.
and you're getting money, and you're jumping on airplanes. You're like, you
Because where did Mac Dre? Where was he killed? Like
in
In
Kansas, City.
he had like a show in Kansas City. Like you would think, why would a rapper from the Bay Area be in the
But it
Midwest?
connects to other random cities
Yeah,
out there.
it
Kansas
was
City
huge.
to this day, like that's our sister city or some shit. Even
Really? It's a huge market for you?
just what they don't give a fuck how minuscule it is. They love Bay Area music in Kansas City. It's just
Wow.
I don't know what that connection is, but
And a lot of it has to do with people just going through that town and identifying with them. And Mac Dre was out there moving around early for long periods of time.
some AFC West
So
shit or something.
Jay Z always
AFC West shit.
Jay Z always
It's
tells me
real.
this story, right? Where he goes to the Bay and he's performing. And I think it was Lenny S. was like, yo, Jay, you need to rock to this beat. And as he's about to end his show, he throws on Blow the Whistle.
at the Coliseum, the Oakland Coliseum.
Yeah. And he said the place, like, literally people jumped out of their seats into the aisle to go ham. That's how the Jay-Z version that we know
Right.
happened,
Just a
because he
huge
saw
record.
that record.
At that same moment, that's when the dude was we played for Boston or somebody was talking bad
The Wizards. He played for the
He was
Wizards.
talking bad about LeBron, and Jay just was like, man, he called me personally, like, send me that instrumental.
Who did that instrumental, by the way?
Lil
That's
Jon.
Lil Jon
Oh, that's a
made
Lil
that
Jon
beat.
beat? I didn't realize that.
You was at that show at the Oakland
I
Coliseum.
was there sitting up in the box seat.
And Jay was like, why didn't you tell me? Because if I would have known you were there and I brought you out.
Oh, my. Movie.
The roof would have came off.
You wanted to make sure the roof was all right that night.
No, he was trying to protect the
Save
Coliseum.
the Coliseum. Thank you, man.
No, the roof needs to come off the Coliseum. That shit is a piece of shit.
All right, real quick.
Now that the Nets got a new stadium, the Warriors have officially have the worst stadium in the NBA.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is just like, Oakland's just like Brooklyn. You need to go figure out a way to become a businessman at that level, partner with somebody and get you a stadium and put your name on it, do like 8 shows at the Coliseum
that would be really
or
hot,
the
actually.
new Oakland Coliseum.
Man, if they do,
Like Jay went Russian.
they ain't building shit in East Oakland. They're moving
They're
that
not,
shit to
right?
the suburbs.
They are. I heard they was going to try to move the Coliseum out of there and put it in San Francisco.
Shit, they want to get the 49ers out of San Francisco. Shit.
Yo, who else are the biggest stars in Oakland, period, of all time? Besides you, who else is like that you see around in the Oakland celebrity circuit? I don't know. Is it like fucking Tim Brown? I don't know who it is. Marcus Allen. Who are the biggest stars in the history of
Pointer
Oakland?
Sisters, they had hits.
Pointer Sisters.
Tony.
That's a big one.
Bay Area, Sly and the Family Stone. That's huge. Sly had members from
From
all
both
over
sides?
The Bay. Yeah,
Tower Power.
Tower Power. That's Oakland classic. Tower Power. That's
What about Ebro? Anyone ever throw Ebro's name in the hat?
Never. No. Doesn't happen.
He's been on reality
Sway.
shows.
Sway, though.
Sway.
Sway.
I lived
Oakland all
in
day.
Hayward.
You lived in Hayward?
Lived in Hayward County. I still got my library card.
Wait, why were you in
Wait,
Hayward?
hold on. You haven't heard when he claims this every once in a
No,
while?
I've
I
never
lived in
heard the
Hayward
Hayward.
County, son. What?
He lived there till he was like 5.
No, from like 7 to 9.
Wait a
7 and
minute.
9.
Why was your mom in the Bay Area?
Who was your mom smashing out in the Yay?
My mom's
Military.
my mom's brother, who's like probably like 35 years older than her. You know what I'm saying? Something like
Hood.
that.
That first of all, that's Hood. Keep going.
His daughter moved out there and got married out there, so we went to go live with. I guess that would be her cousin.
Okay.
That'd be her cousin. And
So shit
I was
wasn't
out there.
great right then.
No, she was trying to start a new life.
Oh,
she had
she
2
tried.
kids.
Was this
She went out
after
there.
the gangbanging here in the Bronx?
Yes.
Yeah, way after.
Way after.
She had a
gangbang.
7-year-old. She was already 7.
What?
Oh,
Yo.
got it.
Yeah, that was like she was.
Syph's
like
mom used to be a
22,
gangbanger in a
son.
Puerto Rican gang in the Bronx.
Syph's mom almost killed a
She
woman.
started a new life at 22.
She'd already lived 3 lives by then.
No, my mom's already went to jail.
Started a
Her
new life at
husband
22.
died. A new man was whack. At 22, 23, she was like, I'm going to go west.
Do you have one night, like we all in our normal lives, normal men, we have one night that we go, you know what? That night couldn't have been any better. We killed it. We got a whole bunch of pussy that night, blah, blah.
let's kill
Do you have one night in history, pussy-wise, that is just the greatest
Pussy-wise?
of all time that you like
Yo,
couldn't
your
even-
questions are retarded.
Oh man,
That's a great question. Too many to name?
that's a great question.
Pussy-wise.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably I'm not gonna say it's the greatest night, but it's like I look back at it and say, did I really do that? One night I let about 4 or 5 girls just run a train on me, and they took turns all the way to the last condom, and then it got to the last condom, and the girl blew me, I was worn out. She blew me, put it on. She got ready. Another girl got ready to sit on it, and they started fighting. Like, bitch, this the last condom. I don't want to got it hard as mine.
No.
That's a great story.
That happened in real life. By the way, I have one last question to ask detail of that. Does that mean that during that you started over multiple times?
I had to till the last condom.
So you went through, I can't, you're on a different level.
I was bragging to my homeboy one day. We saw these 4 hot chicks, and I was like, I fucked all 4 of them. I was like, I ran through their whole crew. And he was like, are you sure that you ran through their crew, or did they run through you? I was like, damn.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Hey, Short, this has been an honor, man.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you so much.
I'm not a whore anymore.
He's not, yeah, he is.
Fucking liar.
Yeah, you're a
That's
fucking liar is what you are.
Fucking liar.
Hey.
And you ruined my life. Born to Mac and Too Short ruined my life. That's why I can't have a successful relationship.
To this day.
To this day.
I think
Say ho.
your dad may have played a part in that
Can
too.
I ask you a question?
You like the fuck?
See?
He
Oh,
already
you don't
does.
want me to talk to you like that?
Short, thank you for everything, bro.
Hey, I ruined my own life too, man. Don't
Yo, how that verse start? I saw you walking down the street and I had to stop.
turn up my radio and drop the top. Say you look so good, you're so fine. That's the shit.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, shit.
Got that feeling. That was
the
the
whole
shit.
point. You ride down the street, top down, see a little cutie, get in the car.
Have her suck your dick. End of conversations.
God. Too
Will
short.
Chamberlain, man. Will Chamberlain.
Yo,
Will Chamberlain.
What was his number? 10,000?
Oh, he said 20.
20.
What's your number?
What's your number? I saw that movie. It's a movie that chicks like, what's your number? I can't name my number. Hey,
Is it clearly over 1,000?
he started laughing.
Over 1,000.
Is the camera rolling?
I hope so.
So you have been counting this whole time. I knew it.
I'm writing a book, man. It's in the book.
And okay, fine. You don't have to give us the number because I know it's in the book. But can you tell us something that it's over? Like, is it at least?
Can you just imagine if I released the photos? What would happen?
Do you have photos?
Photos?
I've got a year's worth of pictures of just.
Now, this is what I do know that I was going to leave out of the interview, but since we went there, you know how many bad joints that we know right now that was popping, that let Too Short smash, that when I was coming up in radio, and then I started radio in 1990.
See, these are like households that these women have gone on to have.
Yeah, they
wives.
went on to have
Wives,
family.
and husbands, and
Can't do that.
so you're not gonna call out their names.
I might do it in the book.
Nah, you can't. That goes against the code.
Yeah, you can't break the G
You
code.
can't break the code, man.
I got pictures.
Yo, fam, if you
I'm
break the code,
I'm gonna let the pictures speak for themselves.
no, listen. If you break the code,
Hey,
listen. It'll never. Like, there's already been dudes.
Universal
There's already
truth.
dudes out here right now, rappers, that. The way I was raised, I look at them like, you're not supposed to talk about that. You're not supposed to go at somebody else's wife. You're not supposed to say you fuck somebody else's wife. You're not even supposed to do that because we all come up, we all get pussy. It happens. You're not. If Too Short breaks the code, you will
It's a
dismantle.
picture, not a name. Not a
You
name.
will dismantle
You could change
It will
everything
destroy
I
the
was
space-time
raised on.
continuum.
Exactly.
That year it'll be some messed up Thanksgiving dinners.
The world will be sucked
dinner.
into
Yeah, but not even that. But then cats coming up now won't know that there's a code. Like,
Hey, Ebro, real quick, for minimum 2,000. You at 2,000? At least 2,000.
2000. What year is this? Let me see.
2013.
2013 now.
Let's see, man. It's quite a few. I'm on some Will Chamberlain shit, man. It's been like
I love him.
I went on about a 5-year run of menage a trois. Like I wouldn't even do one girl at a time for about 5 years. I was arrogant.
and that was every day.
Not every day, but I was just arrogant.
So like a girl, you meet a girl and she's hot, and you're like, yeah, I like you, but where's your friend?
Or I'd already have.
Or you'd have a friend.
Yeah.
Fuck. I had one menage a
Too
trois
short.
with 2 average
I'll tell you the
chicks, and I
secret,
celebrated for a year.
I'm gonna tell you the secret, and don't ever.
Secret.
If you want to keep it, pass on whatever. The secret is to
Yes.
make sure that your best friend is always a female, a bisexual female. That's your best friend.
That's the secret.
Your best friend
Fucking
is
easy
always
shit.
a bisexual female. All right, I got
She
it.
got to be hot though. She got to be hot bisexual female.
Well,
She
yeah.
can't just be some sloppy, nasty, fat
All right.
joint.
Yeah, no, I get it.